Hey, welcome to Planet Hex Review Time. I'm Andrew Horn. These are the mini episodes that I put out during the week where I review something that I've rediscovered or discovered anew. Normally I put out a full-length Planet Hex at the weekend where I talk about VHS and other pop culture stuff that keeps nerds like me very happy. But these are the little review episodes that I put out, and tonight I'm going to talk about Gremlins 2, the new batch. Revisited this today and I'm really pleased that I did. This is a great experience of a movie. It's not like the first one. I love the first one. Joe Dante's Gremlins is a classic, introducing the world to things like Gizmo and Stripe and the others, and the ideas that you can't get them wet or they'll multiply, or you can't feed them after midnight, otherwise they will turn into the evil ones like Stripe. But this one, it has more of a family feel to it. I think the first one is still a 15. This is a 12, and it's a lot more comedic, it's a lot more tongue-in-cheek, there's a lot more little nods at the audience. If you're not familiar with the story, it's where the Gremlins are unleashed basically in an automated tower block. It's supposed to be like the tower block of the future, although that has somewhat dated now with all of the things that you see in there, like video phones and such like. And it's up to our heroes, played by Zach Galligan and Phoebe Cates from the original, to save the day when the Gremlins start reproducing and feeding after midnight, and yeah, it gets crazy. But there's some very not so subtle nods to a lot of genre movies in here. So, first of all, it's got Christopher Lee in it. You can't go wrong with something that's got Christopher Lee in it. What a joy of a person to have in anything that you're making. It's also got, if you look closely, it's got the original Gomez from the Addams Family black and white TV series in there as a repairman in there. And it's got a very meta section in it, which I remember seeing when I saw this at the cinema as a kid, where the film breaks. The film burns and breaks, and you see the Gremlins, the Stripe type Gremlins, on the big screen, and it cuts to a scene involving the cinema itself, where the film was being viewed. This is awesome. And not only that, when it's decided that the real world needs some help against the Gremlins, the usher in the cinema goes to get the help from Hulk Hogan, who does a Hulk Hogan skit in the middle of the movie, and then you return back to Gremlins 2. This is demented. It had a far higher budget than the original movie, and it's obvious. The Gremlins themselves are a lot more elaborate. There's a lot more gags involving what they get up to. Some of them mutate into things. There's a bat gremlin in there. There's a giant spider gremlin, and of course there's Brain that gains the ability to talk. And some of that is some of the best comedy in the entire movie. It is a really satisfying film. It's very, very silly. So if you've only ever seen the first Gremlins and expecting this to be much like the same as the first one, you are going to be a little bit surprised at what you find here. The comedy is ramped up. Some of the horror effects are ramped up. Certainly where one of the Gremlins gets minced and just turns into goo. And of course the hyper messy, slimy, sloppy, icky ending. It's a great ending. It is a very satisfying movie. It is very of its time. The cultural references in Gremlins 2, they hold up well. They hold up well even now. I think we're just at the edge of where a lot of the cultural references will start to get a little more obscure for some people. But this is a really fun movie. This edition, found on DVD, has 20 minutes of never-before-seen footage, behind-the-scenes documentary, a feature-length commentary by Joe Dante and producer Michael Fennell, gag reel and a trailer. It's really worth picking up. I found this for 50p, so I'm pleased with 50p. That was a really good find, and it was really nice to revisit something that I really remember that the right way? And I did. I remembered a lot of this exactly as I saw it at the cinema, so that's the effect of this movie, like 30 million years later. I do recommend you check this out. As long as you are familiar with the basics of the Gremlins, don't get them wet and don't feed them after midnight, you'll be able to watch this if you haven't seen the original. I would recommend this for families to watch as well. Not so much the first one. I think the first one is quite a bit scarier. This one is just kind of, it's great. It's great. It is what it is. here they come again, Gremlins 2. Do check it out. It really holds up well. It's still funny. It's still shocking. It's still a lot of there's still a lot of entertainment to be found in this. So Gremlins 2, do check it out. So that's my little piece on Gremlins 2. I am Andrew Horn. Please do like and subscribe for more videos like this where I review old stuff and occasionally new stuff. And at the weekend I cover these things: VHS tapes galore, and other cult movies and weird stuff. I love pop culture. I love physical media. I love the weird, the strange, and the glorious. That's me. I think that's me anyway. Weird, strange, and glorious, no matter what they may tell you. Thank you for joining me for this episode of Planet Hex Review Time.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and validate my existence.